guys, it's Shannon. It is time for Coffee at Luke's. I got my coffee. I'm ready to talk Gilmore Girls, so here we go. Ooh, that's hot coffee. Alright guys, so in this video, I decided to pull out my trusty old something everybody should have in their collection. You guys, this is the Eat Like a Gilmore, the unofficial cookbook for fans of Gilmore Girls by Christy Carlson. So this is a cookbook that started as a Kickstarter campaign. And I decided to be a backer in the Kickstarter. I thought it was fun. Like I said, I saw Gilmore Girls and I was in. So they had different levels, and I actually pledged enough that I was actually a recipe tester in this book. So I'm so excited. My name is actually in here and I will show it to you. But you guys, this is amazing. You do not have to be a cook to like this book. You do not have to be a foodie. You just have to love Gilmore Girls to want this cookbook. If you're a chef or a cook or anything like that, it's just an added bonus. But they have some great recipes in here. I did get mine signed, like I said, because this one was sent to me as part of the Kickstarter campaign. It says, thanks for lending your testing skills to this book. You helped make it a beauty, by Christy Carlson. So like I said, that was amazing. Oh, you know what? Help make it a reality. I don't know why I said beauty. Help make it a reality. That's what I did. Okay. I'm going to go through this just a little bit in depth. So like I said, this video is all going to be about the cookbook. Because what I've decided to do is I filmed the first episode talking about the pilot and breaking it down, you know. And I thought each week what I'm going to do is find a recipe or something that was talked about in that episode and actually make it from this cookbook if it's in here. So I will not be videoing me cooking or anything like that. But I will be posting pictures on Instagram and maybe giving the recipe on Facebook or something along those lines. So follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. It's Coffee at Luke's. I think Instagram is like Coffee at Luke's _GG or something. I'll link it down there though. So you guys, we can cook stuff. We can make stuff inspired by the episode. I think it's going to be so much fun. That's why I wanted to give you guys a... I wanted to just show you this cookbook. I wanted to talk about it, give you guys time to buy it if it's something you're interested in. And but let's just dive into this book. It is great the way it's laid out. There's a nice little blurb in here from Christy. And then she had different levels of backing. So one of them was this cake place that helped her do like the wedding cakes and that kind of stuff. And so she got a huge page written about her. The Gilmore Garbs clothing line. I don't know if you guys know about this shop. I will link that down below. It is amazing. They have Gilmore Girl inspired clothing. Love. I cannot wait to make a purchase there. So I will link all that. But I wanted to show you guys. She gives a little bio of each of the recipe tasters. So I have to show you my bio because I'm just so excited. So this is my page here. It says Shannon Huffman, location North Pole, Alaska, which is where I'm at. It says favorite Gilmore Girl episodes is last week fights, this week tights. That's the one where TJ and Liz get married. I love that. And you can really see the budding start of Luke and Lorelai's relationship. I can't wait to talk about that episode, guys. It's my favorite. It says, Shannon is a married mom of 2 teenagers. Originally from Flint, Michigan, she now lives in North Pole, Alaska. She works, well, I did. This was older when it does. But it says, she works for a nonprofit and is also a current student with Vizio Online Makeup Academy. She chose the episode she did because it starts to show the beginning of the Luke and Lorelai romance and because TJ's comic relief is priceless. And it lists, hello, my original YouTube channel, which I still have. I will link that down below too. Shannon, Simply Shannon is my other YouTube channel where I talk about beauty and that kind of thing. But this was me, so I got my little bio in there. And then it gets into the recipes. So the way this is laid out, the first chapter is called Coffee, Coffee, Coffee. Obviously, that is a huge premise in the show is about coffee. And the way that they do it, so they list out, it says Coffee 101, 7 tips to a great cup of coffee. Okay, so that's really cute. It talks about the machine and the grind and all that kind of stuff. And it's fun little tips. the way that she does the recipes for coffee, excuse me. So there's a Suki way to make coffee, or there's the Lorelai way to make coffee. For the Suki way, it is assumed that you have an espresso machine, a sense of belonging in a kitchen, and you probably own a cute chef's jacket. For the Lorelai way, in your kitchen you have a functional sink. You may have experienced warming up your socks in the oven, and if you haven't already, you will be welcoming your two best friends into your home: instant espresso and a milk frother. So it's kind of, like I said, it's so cute and so fun the way that she does this. So, you know, they have the lattes, and she breaks it down each way. The chocolate caramel whirlachino. Like I said, I'm not going to go through every one, but the first one is all about coffee. So that's just perfect, and I love that. The next ones are, and all of these are pretty much, I think, Luke inspired or town inspired for the coffees. Next, we get into cocktails and mocktails and other assorted beverages, okay? And you'll see there's a little, where's the little, let me find this for you real quick, because this is a huge thing in the book. There is like this little key or this legend, and it talks about the recipe guide. So all the recipes are broken up into sections. It's either come from Emily's house, which is a Friday night dinner or a party she's done. Lorelai's Asia, which is one recipe. I don't know why that had its own thing. There's Luke's Diner. So all of these ones were mentioned or could be featured at a diner. There's Rory Cooks. Yet again, she only has one because she's only ever made one thing that she talks about. Suki's Kitchen. Obviously, a big portion of the ones go from Suki's Kitchen. Town favorites. So those could be anything, you know, in the town itself. So those are kind of how they're broken down, which I love. So that's even better. If you need to find a recipe and you're like, well, I know Suki did it in the kitchen, you can come down here and kind of see, and helps you find the recipes a little bit sooner. Or a little bit easier. So in here, you know, they have the Founders Day Punch, which is amazing. And then all like the little cocktails that they had at Friday night dinners. There's a Gimlet. There's a Bloody Mary. You know, so all of those. So I won't go too in-depth about those. But those are nice. The next one is pancakes, French toast, omelets, and cereals. Obviously, a lot of Luke Diners are going to be in here because he did a lot of breakfast and the guys were always over there. It even gives you donut recipes in here. So we'll get past that one. The next is muffins, rolls, and scones and breads. Yet again, you know, recipes that's laid out. They have some great ones in here. I can't wait to start cooking some of these and talking about these per episode. And we will talk about at least some of the ones that were stated every time we talk about an episode. So, okay, that's a nice big chunk. The next one are soups, sauces, and butters. That is the next one. After that, we come to burgers and sandwiches. Hello, Luke's Diner is all about burgers and sandwiches. So that'll be a big chunk of that one will be from Luke's Diner. Pastas and rice dishes. Now, I'm going to talk about this one for a second because I kind of got to pick the recipe that I got to do or be a taste tester for. You know, there was a list and you could put out the ones you wanted to do and then she would see if those are available or pair you up. I am gluten-free, so any of my dishes any of the one I wanted had to be a gluten-free dish. I wanted, if you are a Gilmore Girls fan, one of the most iconic ones is Suki's Magic Risotto. And that's the one I wanted to do, was a Magic Risotto. But I didn't get to do that one. But that's the one I really wanted to do. So definitely when we get to that episode, we will definitely be cooking the risotto. Okay? But that's not the one I got to do. I know, right? Next, we have appetizers and side dishes. Like I said, guys, they're all beautifully pictured, and just the way that they're laid out, they're super easy to make these recipes. I really think the actual cookbook is beautiful in itself. Like I said, if you collect cookbooks, it's beautiful. And then we get into main dishes, or meat, seafood, and main dishes. Then you come across mine. So, I am on page 183. It does say tester Shannon Huffman right down here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see, because I'm so kind of proud of that, if you guys can see it. I got to do the lamb chops with olives, rosemary, and garlic, okay? So the way it was, they sent me the recipe, and I made it. I made it two ways, actually. The first time is I followed the recipe to a T. I bought everything it said to buy. I followed it. I did it. Perfect. The next time, because I saw some things when I was going grocery shopping for this recipe, instead of green olives, large, pitted, and halved, I found garlic stuffed olives. So I bought those. And then I kind of made it another way. You know, I didn't necessarily cook it for as long as they cook for 10 minutes. I kind of let it go, or when I thought it was done, and that kind of thing. So I made improvisions and gave her feedback both ways. And then her and I talked about the recipe. We emailed back and forth, and then, you know, gave my thing. So this is the one I got to make. It was so good. And we will definitely, when we get into this episode, we will talk about this one. But that's the one I got to make. The rest of the cookbook here is cookies and cakes and ice creams. They did talk about ice creams and stuff. So, okay, another iconic one is homemade Twinkies. Cannot wait to make homemade Twinkies. Of course, when I do mine, like I said, cooking along with you guys, everything will be gluten-free. And I will kind of list probably how I change things to be able to do that for you guys. The last chapter, I believe, is... Okay, so this level here is called Cakery. This is where all the good kind of cakes that they talked about. And what she did is one company got to make all of these cakes, and they were listed. Like I said, she had a nice little blurb right up about those, and she got to make some of the iconic cakes and have them featured in here. So I think that's beautiful, the way that they did that. So, and then, of course, like I said, it's a traditional cookbook. It gives you conversion rates. It gives you the recipe guide like I showed, and then the index. I love this book. Like I said, I cannot wait to start cooking with you guys. I wanted to just throw this out there for you guys in case you didn't know about it, but I really thought it was a nice way to kind of tie it all in. I'm so excited about this, guys, being able to talk to you guys about these episodes and try to just bring it all together. And I thought cooking is definitely a way to do that, because food and coffee and all that is so instrumental in this show. I only thought it was fitting that we would cook, or at least talk about the recipes, and I will insert pictures of when I cook them, and just the fun, the fun, if anytime they can make a hamburger look like a Santa burger, that's amazing and funny to me. And I don't know if I'll be eating that one, but definitely showing the recipe and showing the cookbook I thought would be a fun way to do that. So, that being said, I wanted to show this out there before I put up the next episode, which will be in the next couple of days, so be ready for that. I will be posting on all my social media. Like I said, I have a Facebook page, Instagram. I believe I even have a Twitter set up, all about Coffee at Luke's, and I will be tweeting out either the recipes or when I will be making them and all that fun stuff. But let's get ready. Like I said, your weekly sit-down, talking episode. If you've never watched it, watch along with me. If you've watched it, rewatch it, just relive it, talk about it, whatever you need to do. But we will definitely be doing this every week, and I'm so excited. So I will see you very soon for more Coffee at Luke's to talk Gilmore Girls. Bye, guys.